Hello, Scrappy Peeps. Susanna here today to share with you this layout. It is a Allison Davis sketch inspired layout. So it is week 11 is the sketch, and this particular sketch calls for four 3x3 photos and two 2x2 photos, so a total of 6 photos. I am using 4. I have 2 4x6s that I'm going to cut down, and then 2 2x2s. So originally I was going to use those 2 photos going all the way across the page, and I was going to back it on that blue stripe, pinstripe from Maggie Holmes. But I then decided I wanted to have a little bit more yellow, and so I pulled out this yellow American Crafts cardstock, and I really liked the way that the yellow popped the pictures. So I decided to incorporate the 2. So I have my blue pinstripe background, and then I'm going to run this through I really like these American Crafts, I forget what they're called, pop it ins, kick it out, something like that, punches, because I can have I have 3 boxes of them. 1 is Christmas, and then 2 is with 2 different patterns. And unlike the Fiskars punches, they don't take up the entire room. Yes, they come in very handy. I have used that to create a scalloped border, and I am inking the edge of that scallop just to make it pop up a little more, because against the stripes it was very subtle. And I'm just going to put that at the top. I toy with the idea of putting it at the top and the bottom, but I really like it up the top there just for a little bit of variety. So I want to have somewhere to nestle some journaling, because I know this is going to be very busy, and I know that the journaling is not going to fit on the page itself. So by having one of these Maggie Holmes pockets, I am able to have somewhere to put the journaling. Those are old. That is Tuesday Morning Stash Bashing from, I'm not even sure what collection for Maggie Holmes they are. So in the sketch, those photos are on a diagonal, or a little bit of a diagonal, and so I am going to do that. I struggled long and hard with that, because if you know me and you follow my work, you know that I'm pretty much a right angles kind of gal. Things either go straight and up and down, or they go straight across. So this was just a little bit of a challenge for me. So then these 2x2 photos are more to the right than the left, but because of where that tag, the top of that tag pocket is, see, overlapping, they kind of looked funny, especially once I put the tag in. They were going to overlap part of the photo, so I tuck it slightly behind, and they become a lot more to the right than slightly off center to the right. I have fussy cut some flowers from the Garden Party collection. I have done this with a number of layouts, but this, I don't know, I love the big flowers. And so I have a trio of 3. So in the sketch, you're going to have on the top right a series of stripes with stars, and then on the top left, so slightly down from that, is another series of stripes coming in off of the page. And I was going to just omit the stripes altogether and have those 3 clusters be where my 3 clusters of flowers are. However, I end up incorporating the stripes into the layout. It was so not planned. I really thought that this here was just how I was going to leave things, but it segues into something else. So where I had that flower down sort of above my head and below the drinks, I liked that, but it didn't work with the way that the rest of the layout was going to pan out. And then honestly, I didn't realize how much I liked it until I was editing this video. So I love these labels. So this is some stash bashing and using some old Jen Hadfield, but I really liked the way that the pink and the gold played into the little bit of gold that was already on the pocket, which is actually more of a, I'm going to call it a rocky glittery gold, whereas this is a smooth gold. So I have those two tags there, and I thought, oh wow, they look kind of like the stripes coming in from the outside. So I'll just keep putting more tags, and that will mimic the look of the stripes on, or the strips on the sketch. So then I thought, ooh, and then I have these labels that go with the collection. So these are from the 6x8 paper pad, and then I can incorporate more of the collection and more color of the collection. And so one thing kind of leads to another. And I just end up with even more on the page than I thought I was originally going to do. And that's absolutely fine. I mean, I have the stuff, might as well use it. I just do like it to serve a purpose. And so this is the purpose more of following the sketch and adding more color into the layout. They do not end up being functional labels, I should say, because I do put the journaling in the tag. So this is a strip from one of the 6x8 papers that was just sitting in with the collection, and I really liked the way it pulled a little bit more green and a little bit more dark into the layout, because there's a lot of dark in the photo. And so I end up with using two of them, and yet I have a trio of three. So I will solve that and pull my third thing in together later on in the video. So don't fret, it doesn't become this weird just thing of two. I really liked it there at the bottom left best, but I knew that's where my title was going to have to go, and I didn't want to really introduce a fourth cluster per se. That would have visually been disturbing, not in a bad way, but just it wouldn't have been a uniting element, and it would have been more of a divisible element. So again, I'm incorporating more of these labels in again to go with, to build up each of the three clusters, and again mimicking the look of the strips that Allison has. I'm using my giant roll of thermoweb foam. That is going to last me forever. I think, I don't even know how big it was. Well, I do know, but I don't remember. I want to say that, so I've been using that foam roll for a month now, and I feel like I've barely made a dent into it. So I'm doing my title work now. These are, I want to say these are Vicki Boutin thickers. And so because I've got the happy in the title, I want to incorporate more of that similar gold into the clusters. And so I'm going to use a few arrows and a few hearts, just to small details to just tie everything in together nicely. And so you can see the hearts, and you see there I'm tracing out that visual triangle that I've created. But I really, because I know I want to use black in the title, and because of the darkness in the photo, I really like the way that that black fills in the empty space. It's actually a glaring empty white space between that top right photo. So the black fills that in nicely and also incorporates three areas of black into my visual triangle that I've created on the page there. So these are super old basic grays. I don't have enough letters to do all in caps or all in lowercase, so I have a mix of them, and that is going to be my title, Happy Together. And so pulling in just a few more little teeny tiny elements. I love that little yellow bow there. It serves, it's just pretty, but it pulls just a hint more yellow into the page, and it keeps the yellow subtle, but I really think that the yellow pops those photos. And then these are just little flowers and butterflies and hearts that I'm going to sprinkle into the page. I really wanted that bird, and I could have made it work, but I truly see, looking at it, there's a lot. This is a busy page for me. There is a lot on that page as well. So you see that little black puffy heart, that pulls in the black into that middle cluster. I'll call it middle there. And so this black puffy sticker that says dream is how I'm going to pull that dark element to go with those green banners that I've got there. And you'll see as I stick these down how that really works out nicely. So it does also afford me the ability to use this third label, because there were three, so one pink, yellow, and we'll go with mint. And so that then really truly, when you see the sketch, which I'm sorry I cannot share with you because it is a paid class, but you'll see how that, if you're working in the class, you'll know how that really pulls together that third element with those green stripes that are there. So that is pretty much the I've inadvertently really worked with the sketch. And so I am tempted by all of my goodies and want to put a little bit more on. I do somewhere want to indicate that this is an anniversary page. So a little bit about the pictures. This was during COVID when we were all shut down, but we were able to go to Taza Kitchen, which is one of the restaurants that we have celebrated in the past at. So we were able to go back and sit outside, which was the only way we were going to be able to go out, or we had chosen that we would go out as if we could sit outside. And these are the drinks that we had. We love trying new drinks, alcoholic adult beverages, and so that's what that was. So I put 21 years with those stickers there. I believe they're Teresa Collins. And now I have some stamps from Carrie Bradford, and I just wanted to add a little something to the tag. So I'm going to stamp this in yellow. So the other ink that I used to ink the scallop was fossilized amber distress oxide, but it was the wrong color. So this is a much brighter yellow, and so I went with squeezed lemon. And then over that, this is September on repeat in a circle. It's only twice, but because it's a long word, but I just love the way that that little hint of yellow there just sort of brightens up and pops up the tag. I am also going to just take a fine line pen and trace a black line all the way around it. Again, a very subtle detail, but that makes a huge difference on the layout. And then also using this Carrie Bradford stamp, I am going to stamp 2020 in the top right corner there that you'll see. The other thing that I do off camera, you can see those white green pieces of foliage. I'm going to add that in just for a little bit of pop up off the page. So enjoy the close-ups. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them in the box down below. Thanks for stopping in today. I hope you're doing well. Come back again soon. Take care.